Hello, everyone. Thanks for watching another Inside Sweet Tooth, where we talk about some of the things and people with certain people who make Sweet Tooth possible. Today we have one of a frequent guests, Sabrina. Hi, Sabrina.
Hello.
Or Dreidel. We're calling her Dreidel today, since
Yes.
it's not too far away from Hanukkah. So she has her Dreidel. There's Dreidel. Yeah, looks good. And
okay.
So since this is so close to the new year, we thought we would kind of do some the years in review for some maybe some employee stories. A lot of people like to do a little reviews like that. You see a lot of them in the papers and the news. So anyway, Sabrina, do you remember any special story that you think is interesting with an employee, one of your favorites?
Well, first of all, I would just like to point out, in case anyone was wondering, we will be withholding names of employees to protect the innocent, or in some cases, the not so innocent. Exactly. Now, I believe we amassed a list. So let me consult the list. Well, first of all, so one of the best things I think we did was in our third location. So that was the 38th and Hartford location. And we came up with the Happy Place promo, essentially. So we got a lot of our friends who were also customers. So it's not like, you know, they'd never been in the store before. They decided to pose for pictures, and every month we had a different friend / customer that was featured in our ads. Now, these are actual names of these people because frankly, you can go back and look at these ads. So I won't be making up names for these people. But definitely some of my favorites were, of course, the people that I helped recruit, which were Mike Pryor, my very good friend, Mike Pryor, as I frequently refer to him as. And he was dressed up, right? In his tuxedo. He had a microphone.
Microphone, yes.
It was very fancy. One of my other favorites was Marlo Duffy Turner. She actually is an ex-boss of mine who then, of course, became a friend and obviously a customer of Sweet Tooth. She's now living the really good life in Florida, but she did one of those for us. Everybody's favorite local author, Teresa Miller. She was one of the first ones. Am I correct?
She might have been right at the beginning, yeah.
Yeah. Teresa, always a good friend to us and always a great customer. What is her favorite chocolate again that she comes in for?
I think she was getting the caramels for a while, but she switches up a little bit.
Oh, okay. And then this person will segue into some other stories that we have about this person. Everyone's favorite local actor, Carl Kraus.
Yes, Scrooge himself.
Yes. So he did the Christmas one, of course, as Scrooge, but he also did something else for us.
He did. He did the voiceover for our Valentine's Day video, which was a Casablanca takeoff. And I'm not sure Sabrina is quite over it yet, but that was the only time that we have not used her as the voiceover. And she wasn't in town, but that didn't stop us before because she would just mail it in. But so, you know, maybe you're coming around now.
Well, yeah, I mean, Carl's a nice guy. So and it wasn't his fault.
No, that's true.
That was your decision.
And I think we paid him in candy.
Yes, I'm sure you did. So I don't recall being paid in candy.
Yeah.
So I feel like Carl got the better part of the deal on.
Well, he might have. He certainly might have. You know, some of the things I was just thinking about is that we did a few minor pranks, you know, with with different customers. One of the favorites, one of my favorites, was during Halloween, because I had these little plastic spiders, and if you roll out the toilet paper just a little bit and then you put the spider underneath and roll it back, when somebody pulls out the toilet, I mean not toilet paper, the paper towel. You pull out the paper towel, and all of a sudden the spider looks like he's jumping out after you. It was a hit. Well, I thought it was a hit every time, even though people were kind of expecting it. It still made him jump. So
Yeah.
mission accomplished. Yeah. We started that in the first store, I think, and that reminds me of one of our, maybe the second customer we ever hired. The second employee we ever hired. And we had a good customer in that store who would buy several things. And finally she said, and this our new employee was just showing her everything, and she was buying it. And finally this person said, I got to get out of here. She's trying to sell me the whole store. So that was kind of a fun little thing. Let's see here. We did have an employee who wore her hair in a bun, a top.
Yes.
Bun. They call it a top bun or what?
Yeah. She she had a lot of hair and always wore it up, and would complain about getting headaches. And Mom, in her ever so insightful way, said, do you think maybe that's because your hair is pulled so tight and you might want to put it down? Maybe that would put less tension on your poor head. And our employee was like, oh, yeah, that's actually might work. That might solve my issue there.
Yeah, she was happy about that.
Well, and I will say that, over the years, we've had all kinds of employees and at all age levels and experience levels, and, all different types of people. And the one thing that has proven true over the years is our ability as a business and as a pseudo family with our staff is as we sort of raise people up in a way. We help them with various life skills, like taking your hair down so that it doesn't give you a headache anymore. So I do recall another very special employee who was pretty young when she started with us. And in the beginning, really, was just there to kind of help restock candy and, kind of behind the scenes, quote unquote stuff. And, but we really liked her and we really needed her. And this was a time period where, I don't know if you all remember this, but Webkins, Google that, young people. You might remember what those are. Very popular. Frequently situations where we would have to call people and say, hello, your 5 Webkins have arrived in the store. Please come and pick them up. So this particular employee, Mom tasked her with calling the list that we had of customers. And this employee was like, oh no, I don't talk on the phone. And Mom said, well, today you do. So just sit right there and I'll be right here if you get any wild and crazy questions. But it should be, pretty straightforward, nothing too exciting about that. And by golly, she called that list and she did a really good job. And then eventually sort of graduated in a way to help customers, no longer just stocking candy, and literally probably was one of the best employees that we had, and was great at talking to people, selling stuff, answering questions, becoming, friends with people. And they would come in, and if she wasn't working that day, they'd be disappointed because she wasn't there. And, all from this sort of somewhat shy, reserved individual who didn't want to talk on the phone, but who,
No longer. We're still very good friends with her, and she's quite a young lady.
That's right. That's right.
You know, I was thinking of, universally, I think out of all the things in our store, our employees hated vacuuming, which there's no vacuuming really at this last store. And I guess we started listening to employees. I don't know, but anyway, no vacuuming, except well, and we did have an employee quit because we always took turns cleaning the restroom, and when it was her turn, she decided she wasn't going to do it. So she didn't have any problem using it, but just didn't want to clean it. But the other thing, we did have an employee who had the exact opposite view of vacuuming. He could not figure out why everyone was just hated vacuuming. He said to me, the vacuum does all the work. You just have to follow it.
It's very so true.
Yeah.
He was absolutely right. Now, we did have another employee who was probably not as much of a fan of vacuuming. And I think this was one of the times that you were there, Dad, and we were closing up the store. And it was her turn to vacuum. And this was at the 38th location. And for any of you who remember shopping in that location, it's pretty big. So our vacuum cleaner had a very long cord on it so that you could plug in and get a huge chunk of the store done before you had to unplug and move to a different plug. And she's vacuuming away, and all of a sudden we hear stuck, because the cord had gotten stuck on something. And I think this employee was hoping one of us would rescue her. And I think all of us just ignored it and doing whatever we were doing. So, like I said, we had all kinds.
Yes, indeed. We also had some great stories of like we had an employee who doesn't live real far from where we live. And for one of my monument birthdays, probably 50 or something, I woke up and I looked outside, and there's like probably close to 50 flamingos in my front yard. So,
not real ones.
Not real ones. Yeah, no, they weren't
plastic.
They were plastic. Yeah, they were definitely plastic. But she knew my fondness of flamingos, so she obliged.
It's true. Oh gosh, now all these people watching this video, they're all going to know about your flamingo thing.
Yeah.
And they're getting all kinds of gifts now of random, yard decorations of flamingo.
You never know, huh?
Maybe we need a P.O. box now. I think we need a P.O. box. People can send gifts of
maybe
yard decorations.
For sure. I mean, I have a shirt and a couple other things and some ties, and but yes, I do like the flamingos. Let me see if there's something before we go here. I wanted to talk about. There was a person. Well, I'm going to say his name. He worked it for us this last Christmas, and his name is Thomas, and he's very good. He's worked retail, and he could just slip right in and not have any problem at all. But somebody came and said they were checking out, and they said Merry Christmas to him, and then this customer stopped and thought, well, maybe she thought all of a sudden maybe he's actually related to me, our family. And she said, or the customer said, well, I mean, Happy Hanukkah. So Thomas took a second. He wasn't really sure how to respond. Then Thomas finally said, I'm Christmas. And then he points over to me and says, he's Hanukkah. So I thought that was an excellent comeback there. I mean, it's true. That was boiling it down to the lowest common denominator,
That's right. Well, we were fortunate this year, sort of amongst all the pandemic and all the changes, to have some employees that really stuck with us. So Thomas, who came back to help with the holiday season. And then our other employee, Rhonda,
yeah,
around with us, and she's been really great. Now, doesn't Rhonda have a small technical problem sometimes when she's leaving the store?
Yes. And no matter, Rhonda would frequently leave, and then 5 minutes later, Tim said the door would pop open, you know, if we were still there, and or I'd get a text. The phone was a challenge to take home. You know, it was just in the wrong spot and not on the route. You know, I mean, I've come back for my phone, that's for sure, or my computer, or
right,
this thing Flamingo or something. But
right. You guys need to, you know, just put like a little Post-it note on the back door for everyone.
Yeah.
You know, not calling anyone out necessarily, because we all have those moments, but a little Post-it note on the back door that says keys, cell phone,
right.
you know, like purse, or, you know, whatever people tend to accidentally forget as you're trying to at the end of the day. Right. Jacket. Those things.
Yeah, that was funny. One last thing I wanted to leave you with is we had an employee, and I was thinking of this when we were talking about the spider it was probably started around Halloween, but this person had a humongous purse, and all the purses, everyone stacked them all in the same place, and she always left hers wide open, you know. So just for the fun of it, I had these various plastic spiders and plastic roaches and stuff, and I would go by and I'd just drop one in her purse or something, and I would never, days later I wouldn't hear anything, so I'd drop a couple, maybe the roaches in or something, and then I had a burned out lamp, you know, like a regular incandescent lamp. I put that in her purse, just dropped in her purse, and never heard a word. Finally, we had track lights at that time, and they were not like the little slim line track lights. They were, you know, they were track lights, so big par bulbs, and so I put the entire track light in her purse. Did not hear a word until she was at the doctor's office, and her doctor said something to her, and she took a note or something, you know. So she's looking, and she pulls out this bug, and then she looks, and she pulls out this entire track light out of her purse. And I think the doctor just cracked up. I mean, maybe she was going to sub as an electrician or something at some point. But yeah, that was pretty interesting, I thought. Lots of fun.
She was definitely one of our favorites to, you know, pull harmless little pranks on.
Yes.
The reaction was always great. And she usually, you know, had such a good sense of humor about the whole thing. So kind of fun.
Yeah. Well, Sabrina, thanks for this jog down memory lane with an employee stories. I'm sure there's more will happen in the near future. I'm sure maybe we can share some more things. But I want to appreciate everyone, all of our customers and all of our people watching these little videos on our Wacky Wednesdays. And we're glad we didn't run you off by all those. So and we hope to see you more frequently in the coming year, and everything gets back to a normal shopping pace. Okay, thank you, Sabrina. Thank you. And thank you all for watching. Bye-bye now.